What's up guys, and welcome back to Just in Time. I have had a horrible week, a very emotional week. A lot of stuff has been happening. Found out that my brand new Nikes were stolen, my car broke down, I woke up over the weekend to find out that my uncle had passed away, and there's just a lot of things happening at the same time, and here's my really horrible week. Let's get started, shall we? So the beginning of my week, I found out that my shoes had been stolen, and it's actually because I was looking for them in my car, in my wardrobe, and I couldn't find them, and I was about to text my group. I stay with a couple of guys, so we have this chat group, and before I could even say anything, my friend asked, "Have you guys seen my Adidas?" And I was like, crap, we probably have just been robbed, because there's this little shoe rack that we put right outside our front door, and then there's a grill gate. We usually put our shoes, well for me, I usually put my shoes inside the closed wardrobe, but sometimes I do forget, I put them outside. So we were looking for them for a couple of days, and so we really finally just drew the conclusion they are both been stolen, because our slippers were there, our really old shoes were there, but those two were the only branded nice looking shoes, and they were my brand new Nike Air Zoom Mariahs. I just got them from Europe, and it was pretty agitating. I was really upset about that. And then fast forward a couple days later into my week, my car broke down, and guess what? It doesn't just break down, it decides to have a mind of its own. Basically what happened is that my accelerator pedal, there's a thin little wire that controls the pedal, it got jammed. So my car was on full throttle, the RPM was maxed out, I was accelerating on the highway, and I had no control of my accelerator pedal. So what I had to do was I had to step on my brakes the entire way through, and even though I was slamming my brakes, I was still going at about like 60 to 80 kilometers on the highway, and every time I would switch it into neutral, because I was like, if I switch it to neutral then it won't go forward, it would just be so loud, like when you rev on neutral, that type of really sharp piercing sound, and I knew that I would eventually damage the engine. So I did finally get to a stop. I came to a stop, I killed the engine in the middle of the highway right in front of a toll booth. And I mean, I won't go into the details of that, but basically, service your cars. Don't wait till the last minute. To top everything off, on the weekend, I find out that my uncle has passed on. Now, when I just came to KL in Foundation, I stayed with this uncle of mine. He helped me so much through all of my car issues. Every time I had to tow my car and all of my servicing and everything, he really helped me through all of that stuff. And he's just an all-around very nice guy. All of his colleagues love him as well. So that happened right on my weekend, and so I was just thrown into figuring out how to make it for the wake services, how to make it for the funeral service. And because my direct family are all, not to say overseas, but they're not in Penang basically, and a lot of the relatives, they were very huru-hara because it happened really out of the sudden. So I guess I was just kind of there repping most of the family members on my side. So there was there's a lot of pressure that was coming in, thing after thing, and over the weekend I had a lot of personal issues that had come and slammed me in the face. I guess I just wanted to share about this horrible week, but the positive side that I did want to say was just having a support system. Now, it could be God, it could be your friends, it could be your relatives, your family, your spouse, etc. But I'm coming to find out that having a support system is so important, because like this morning I was in church. Today's a Sunday, and I was in church and I just completely bawled my eyes out. I was crying in front of like people I didn't really know, and I was just like sobbing in the middle of the worship. And I realized that it's because I've been trying to do everything myself, and especially like I said, I had a lot of personal issues that had just come up right before my uncle's passing, so my emotions were completely out of whack. And the thing is that like I do have close friends, I stay with them, and a lot of times I choose not to rely on them, just out of I feel that I'm a really big burden. And I'm not sure if you guys go through that as well, like you have all this stuff just crammed up inside your head, and you're too shy, or you're too like, oh, I'm a burden, and it's too troublesome for me to share with my friends, and you just keep quiet about it until you cry in the church service. Who is your support system? I really hope you have one, and if you don't, it would be a pretty good idea to start getting one. And I even heard sermons over the past, because I've been listening to podcasts and everything. Side note, like today in church was my first time being in church after a couple months. I totally took a step back from that. Yeah, I've just been listening to online sermons, just trying to get myself back in. And they did have an entire sermon about having a support system, and I feel that God is really not forsaking me, that He gave me a lot of the different sermons, just what I needed to hear on that particular day. So I really hope that you guys have a support system. Let me know who's your support system when you are totally stressed out, totally emotionally just drained. Who do you turn to? Who do you go to? Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate every time you guys watch my videos and even share it with your friends, tag your friends, or even let me know in a comment that this has helped you. So do leave me a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and follow my pages so that every time I post a video, you guys will be updated. This has been all from me. I'll see you next time.